Okay. Hey everyone. Welcome to the Fantasy Premier League series. I'm going to discuss about what happened in Game Week 1 and my plans for Game Week 2. Uh, Before we start, I wanted to let you know that as per my previous video, I had made a couple of changes to my final Game Week 1 squad before the deadline. So looking through it very quickly, one was I've upgraded Shaw to Maguire and I've downgraded Moraes to Rodon. So the reason I did that was because I felt that Maguire had more aerial threat, and I also felt that Rodon and Moraes practically play the similar positions in the field. So the DEFCON potential is kind of like similar for both these defenders. So I felt that I wanted to make that upgrade and downgrade uh, correspondingly. And another change I had made is to upgrade Florian Wirtz to Brian Mbeumo. The rationale for that is, although Wirtz gives me a Liverpool asset and I'm investing in another United attacker, United does have great opening fixtures. So it makes sense to target like the United attackers for the first few game weeks and then offload them to maybe Words or Soboslai, depending on who I find as a better asset. One more change I had made is because I had upgraded Florian Wirtz to Brian Mbeumo, I had to make a downgrade somewhere else. So Pascal Gross has been downgraded to Gomez, so like from Brighton, and yeah, I'm going to go, preview game week 1 now. So when it comes to the Brighton players and the bench boost in particular. So I could have like I was actually I think the bench boost is kind of like a hit and miss for me because even though it looks like Kinski is in my bench, I think if I hadn't played the bench boost, I could have started Kinski over Verbruggen. So I think let's assume that I had done that, and then I would have got two players who returned from Brighton. So that was a good 4-win win against Aston Villa. So like I kind of felt that Gomez could have gotten more attacking returns, but that's okay. That's just the nature of how things go in FPL sometimes. But yes, Verbruggen and Gomez did return, and I think Human Davies blanked, but both of them were attacking defenders. So I like didn't expect a lot of DEFCON potential for them anyways. So this was just like going to be either they're going to haul or they're going to blank. So it was kind of more on that side. Also, they kind of so both of them have only conceded one goal. So Sunderland had conceded only one goal to actually, even though it seems that Sunderland conceded two goals to Ipswich, Hume was only there for the first 79 minutes. So he didn't lose an extra point for the goal conceded against Ipswich, and Davies did concede just one goal. So it's fine that it could have happened either way. They could have gotten clean sheets, and I would have gotten a perfect bench boost. But that's FPL being FPL. Anyway, so the main talking point here is uh, like the Arsenal attackers have returned. Solis and Calafiori have provided good returns. I think Solis looked promising, is someone I'm going to keep for the long term. Calafiori, I'm glad that he didn't get subbed off very quickly. And when it comes to the United players, I am kind of disappointed because I kind of expected them to get a good result against Hull. And I even captain Bruno Fernandes, anticipating that. But yeah, Hull did surprise all of us. They were what I tipped to be one of the teams that might get relegated, but they look really great. And United look good too, but it's not that United were like completely out of sorts. It's just that Hull played better on that day. So anyways, Maguire had blanked, Mbeumo and Fernandes had blanked. No one scored from United in that game, and Hull got a 2-0 victory. Another team I was kind of like disappointed with my attackers was Man City. To be honest, I really, as a Man City fan, I really like the fact that we had won against Bournemouth. But I do know that Haaland had less preseason minutes, and Foden had like good moments in the start of the game, and he did get into good positions. He provided a good backheel pass to an attempt on goal as well. So I think I'm going to keep both of these attackers in the long term as well. The especially Phil Foden, I feel like game week 3 there is Coventry. So I want to keep him for that game at least. So my plan is to hold Erling Haaland and Phil Foden until game week 3, and then I can reassess where I want to spread my funds. If you notice that Chelsea attackers had a good field day on the Monday game. So with their 3-2 win against Fulham, it showed why uh, Chelsea has signed Morgan Rogers despite having good attackers. So I think the front three has didn't take time to gel with each other, and they're playing extremely well. Joe Pedro and Cole Palmer practically gave assists to each other and have been on the score sheet. Morgan Rogers was also on the score sheet. So I think Chelsea assets definitely want to keep an eye on. Like there's a good chance I might get Cole Palmer, but I have to assess whether it will be for Bruno Fernandes or just a combination of Mbeumo and Foden, or like worst case, if I'm not happy with Haaland's performance in the first 3 game weeks, I might even kind of downgrade Haaland. Although I know that he's nailed to start, and the returns are going to come for Erling Haaland. Now, looking ahead, this was not a bad bench boost, in my opinion. Like I mentioned earlier, like 61 points is kind of good. It's not that great, but it's not a bad start. So and obviously there was a small regret that I didn't take Soboslai or Foden, but obviously no one can predict that Soboslai will get the 99th minute penalty, and Foden will not get a return. Foden arguably had a better fixture in game week 1, so that was my rationale. But like, yeah, this is something that, like, as a seasoned FPL player, I have learned that I cannot dwell on like what has happened, because obviously it's all based on hindsight in the end, right? So you have a hunch that Foden will have more attacking returns in Soboslai, but in reality, like anything can happen in the game. So it's just a prediction game at the end. So like I wouldn't like beat myself up about it, nor should you if you're playing the game. So coming back to what my plans are, my plan is to roll the transfer. So I know it's kind of like a boring video, but let me look at the team and let me look at the price rises. So let when you see the this is the price range, but if you go to transfers in round or transfers in game week, that is what I would go for, and you will automatically see the price rises as well. Like for example, if you see DQ pair is already risen in price, so he's someone to keep an eye on because he's been playing left wing for Brighton, and he got 17 points. So he got let's see, he got like 1 goal, 1 assist, and 1 clean sheet. So this is like a dream scenario if you own an FPL defender. And he's definitely out of positions. He also has good XG, which is crazy. 1.47 in that game. And expected goal involvements is 1.68, right? So, and Brighton seems to be a good clean team to invest defenders in, but I already had Verbruggen, so and they're playing Chelsea next, so I'm not bringing in De Gea now, but I'm going to assist again in game week 3. So maybe Harry Maguire would be one candidate to go out after game week 3, or game week 2, depending on like De has a decent game week 3 and 4. So my plan actually would be to offload Harry Maguire for Dicupier, but in game week 2 at least, Maguire has the better fixture. Also, I cannot do Hume to make DQPR obviously because now he has gone up in price and I don't have any money in the bank. But that is also an option because Hume is kind of like also has very difficult fixtures in game week 4 and 5, right? So if I have to do Hume to DQPR, I have to downgrade someone else. So most likely that could be Mbuemo to back to Florian Wirtz or uh, to Szoboszlai. But long story short, it kind of that's why I'm rolling the transfer, because if you see, every week you save a transfer, you'll end up getting one more in the following game week. Like for example, if I don't make any changes in Friday and I have only one free transfer, it's going to become two free transfers by the time the next deadline is. So if you're making multiple transfers, especially if you're making two or three transfers, it's always good to rack up the free transfers so that you don't lose penalty points. Like for example, if I use two transfers now, I will lose 4 points, right? So and that will be deducted from my total. Uh, so yeah, so this is in terms of defense, that was my strategy going forward. Midfielders, Sangare and Cole Palmer are definitely ones to look at. In Odegaard, I would just want to own only one of Odegaard or Solis, just in case I would want Saka later. But yeah, Sangare and Palmer definitely in the radar. I think in the long term, it doesn't make sense to own both Bruno and Haaland. So maybe I'll stick to one of them and kind of downgrade the other. Uh, Bruno Fernandes to Cole Palmer is definitely something that makes sense to me after some point of time. But again, that would require me to save transfers. And Chelsea are playing Brighton, and United are playing Ipswich. So it's just a wait and see transfer for me. And when it comes to the attackers, I don't think I'm going to make much changes. So if you notice, Yuan Visa has gotten transfers in. So he didn't exactly score, if I remember correctly. He just assisted, and probably ended up getting a yellow card, I think. Yes, he got a yellow card. That's why he's at 4 points. But yeah, this is not much information. Thiago missed a penalty. Havertz started and was electric, but I don't know if Arsenal is in the market for another striker. But looks like Havertz is more nailed than Gyökeres. There's a good chance that if like they want aerial threat in some weeks, they might even play Gyökeres ahead of Havertz in some of the games. But yeah, this is not much information here for attackers, but it's good that at least like I would say that if I didn't have Joao Pedro, he would have been my first target in this game week. But I'm glad I have him. So yeah, looking ahead to game week 2 now. So when I click on pick team, Kinski, I would keep ahead of Bruggen, obviously, because Kinski has the better fixture. He's playing Newcastle at home. I know Tottenham lost 3-0 to Brighton, but I'm going to give it one more game week. So this was part of the strategy to have two good goalkeepers, so that if one falls out of form, then I can always play the other. And of course, it like I had used the bench boost in game week 1, so that was always my strategy to play good goalkeepers. Later in a wild card or something, I'll just stick to one of them, depending on how these two get along in the first few game weeks. Maguire, Hume, and Calafiori will start for me. Um, Hume, I'm still counting on the two game week investments, so I'm expecting, like I'm hoping for an attacking return from him, and there is a clean sheet potential. Rodon is on the bench, so this guy I'm thinking I don't mind bringing him in too. But it so happens that Brentford is a tough fixture after all, so I'll keep only one of Calvert-Lewin or Rodon in the end. But for now, I'm leaning towards keeping the attacker. Uh, so Calafiori Solis stays in the team despite Villa facing Villa. I mean, some of them would bench one of these two, but I would say since Villa had very bad form and of the first game week, I don't expect them to challenge Arsenal that much. There's a good chance that these two can potentially haul also in the next game week. Bruno and Mbeumo, I will keep for sure. They are playing Ipswich at home, and hopefully we get a better performance from United. Haaland and Foden. Crystal Palace lost to Everton 2-0. So I'm going to keep these two, and in fact, even going to captain Erling Haaland this game. Actually, if like in the earlier the last weekend, what I did was I kind of captained Bruno, and what ended up happening was Bruno blanked, but then it was an early fixture as well. So people say that there's an early fixture curse where you should not captain a player in the early fixture. So if you see, Haaland does play on Friday, so I won't be able to see in this view, but yeah. Harden and Foden plays on Friday. And especially if I have double City investment, it's just a mentality thing. Like it can, you wouldn't want to um, kind of think about like what if I've captained Bruno at the beginning of the week. That is also one thing about FPL that I like to be safe on. So like for example, my whole Friday I'll probably think about like if I should have captained Bruno, if I've captained Haaland. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change it, and I'm going to captain Bruno Fernandes. I know it seems like a very silly reason to uh, captain a player because of the early fixture, but sometimes, I mean, it's virtually a coin toss between the two. And anyways, backing the player at home always makes sense to me. Even though I feel like Ipswich is in a better form than Crystal Palace. Not a lot of players own Foden. So I feel that if Haaland gets returns, there's a good chance that Foden can also get returns as well. So I'm banking on that, and I'm going to captain Bruno Fernandes. Besides this, I think Rodon in the bench, like I mentioned earlier, Gomez and Verbruggen are playing Chelsea. Leif Davis was playing United. So I'm pretty happy with my bench decisions. But yeah, this is my team for game week.